Problem 5, using standard form as a model. So this one has to do with online shopping. A media download store sells songs for $1 each and movies for $12 each. You have $60 to spend. Write and graph an equation that describes the items you can purchase. What are 3 combinations of numbers of songs and movies that you can purchase? So to relate all these things together, we can think of the cost of a song times the number of songs you buy, plus the cost of a movie times the number of movies you buy equals $60. We need to define our variables so we can let X be the number of songs purchased. S would have worked just as well, maybe better. We'll let Y equal the number of movies purchased. M could have worked. And then we'll write 1, remember that's the cost of a song, times X, representing the number of songs purchased, plus 12, the cost of a movie, times Y, the number of movies purchased, equals 60. And that gives us the equation. So an equation for this situation is X plus 12Y equals 60. And then to graph, we need to find the intercepts. Substitute 0 for Y to find an x-intercept of 60. Substitute 0 for x to find a y-intercept of 5. Now that we know the intercepts, graphing becomes pretty easy. We'll use the intercepts to draw the graph. Only points in the first quadrant make sense. So we really don't need quadrants 2, 3, or 4. This is sometimes called a one-quadrant grid because we don't have negative movies or negative songs that will be purchased. The intercepts give you 2 combinations of songs and movies, but we can use the graph to identify a third combination. Each of the red points, which happen to be where grid lines cross and give us nice whole numbers, but each of the red points is a possible solution. So potentially, looking at our y-intercept, you could purchase 0 songs and 5 movies for $60. You could purchase 24 songs and 3 movies. That would also cost $60. Or you could purchase 60 songs and no movies for your $60. We should check for reasonableness. You cannot buy a fraction of a song or movie. The graphs align, but only the points with integer coordinates, or I'd go so far as to say whole number coordinates, are solutions. Your turn. Part A. In problem 5, suppose the store charged $15 for each movie. What equation describes the number of songs and movies you can purchase for $60? And part B, a reasoning item. What domain and range are reasonable for the equation in part A? Explain. And finally, a concept summary. Linear equations. You can describe any line using one or more of these forms of a linear equation. Any 2 equations for the same line are equivalent. So given our graph and the details at the left, we can use the form slope-intercept form, y equals negative 2/3 x plus 6, point slope form, y minus 4 equals negative 2/3 times the quantity x minus 3, or standard form, 2x plus 3y equals 18.